So this is session 11 of 12 for Blades in the Dark. For this that we are playing with, it is under the auspices of the empire that runs dusk off from
Bajon with alcohol. I need to get all up in some weird books.
So
I think I want to find somebody who can like provide me with like a forger or something that can provide me not that kind of forger, but a forger that can provide me with like credentials, like fake credentials.
Perfect. So
Click consort. Thanks. What happened? My guy's picture popped out.
Oh.
And now it's like stuck to my mouse pointer.
So
that, you know,
just not doing that.
Relieving stress, smart thing.
You're also a person. And I think what is
Are you
trading like
one of the things that Fraser, what's the weather like during this?
What's
In the morning. We have all of this movement around and the holidays. Are there any other tensions? In fact, let me say this: there's at least one other major tension that is kind of rising up. Maybe one that you guys can take advantage of. But what is it? Who else is at odds right now? You are muted.
I'm so sorry. So though now how should
That's could be convinced to push things in certain directions, and you've got some pull among the painters who provide legal documents. So those are things that are out there. Tell me, Kash, what's something that you find out that you're interested in that pops up, a potential for a job? What kind of thing?
Substantial, or maybe I don't know. How about so that having the highest level clock means that
Well, we've got a clock for them.
Cause
the woman who you interacted with before, the group interacted with before, and she will come to speak to you sort of at the start of this, and she will say, "So, Kaz,
all nice things, I hope."
Yes.
Interesting. And how will this
people are operating throughout the city, and he is in charge of trying to find and stamp out those elements. And should this get past his watch, he will be duly embarrassed.
This is very, very tempting. Very tempting. The only thing I could think of that would make it more tempting would be a certain amount of coin.
This is a big job, and we would compensate you well.
Let me bring this back to the crew, and
we would need the item removed from the train, brought in without anyone seeing it.
pretty much need to do it
Nonsense.
Preparations.
I want to start.
Obsidian plates or something like that that is layered inside there. That would be the typical thing.
All right.
Inukai.
What else you're using? Odd.
See what happens.
It will nod, and it will very carefully, sort of with a weird scribbly hand, sketch out the eyeball. It's just like microscopic text written very tightly together there to form the lines on it. I don't know if you've ever seen anything like that in art. It's like that. Method for going in.
False pretense and get a.
You want to talk to the rail jacks that work the trains here. A lot of them aren't from Iruvia, and they have a hard time. And the rail jacks are treated like shit. And so she's one of the people that kind of helps them out. And she's also the person that if you want something smuggled by the rail jacks or that kind of thing, that you go and talk to. And she's the one that you can, if you want somebody to make sure people aren't in particular places, or to make sure the train stops at a particular place, they can do it. You can make the arrangements, make some promises, and they can do that. Does that seem like a good vulnerability there?
That seems excellent. Yes.
Now, what I am going to suggest to you is that the sort of consequence of that 4 is that I'm going to start the alert clock. Essentially, start the alert clock for House Ankuset. Yes. And I would just start that with one segment. So you could resist that, or you could just let that go.
So to resist it would mean that you would remove that one segment?
I wouldn't even. Let's have you roll.
Okay. I roll that I get I can ask for a devil's bargain on, or no?
No.
No, okay. 5.
5. So it's going to
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's one we play.
Boulder Daring. Well, it's got a bunch of parts to it.
It's
And
insane.
it is kind of insane. Evens out. It's your standard smuggling in, and it's your standard, anti-smuggling defenses. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
I have a factory boss.
Okay. Yeah, lath and plaster and paper mache. And do you have command?
I have nothing in command.
Well, then we would roll your crew's tier. That. Okay. Everybody else. And this is where, again, I would start their alarm that something has gone on. Does that seem fair? They have a vague knowledge.
Okay, I'm gonna pass the devil's bargain. I'm gonna skip on the devil's bargain.
Oh, and that's so. I gave you that. You have in finesse.
That's when I'm actually moving. Kind of moving it onto the cart so that we can get it on the cart just as the other, another flash, goes off, so that nobody gets zapped. And
Yeah,
you don't want the Leviathan on to get zapped.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Opens it.
Absolutely. So you put a little magic on it that might go wrong.
Radioactive symbols.
Oh, sure.
Pushing me out of the.
You sold that one off.
No.
One who seems the master of stealth to guide this boat gently with the pole through the waters here with this enormous Leviathan eye that is radiating everything. Shay. Okay.
Hi, minnow.
Who cut that they deserve.
Right. So is this where my level 2 credentials could come in handy?
Oh, let's see. I think one of the houses is going to try and requisition these cabbages from you.
And you said it's controlled with great effect?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to take the devil's bargain.
That's the smarter out here. When you encounter some of these customs people, what is it that you have to do? To bribe, or do you have to hypnotize them?
Plan a hypnotic command in someone's mind. That would have to involve either a flashback or I'd have to be doing it for later.
Well, and because this is a controlled result, it's just a minor complication. Yeah. I'm fine if you just want to roll your hypnotism into the fiction of this.
Okay. I think I might just have to drop a name or two to make me sound more like I belong and I'm in the right place.
That sounds great. What do the others see at the well picture on the thing? Like a couple. No, these are the cheap places to get to. How do you stop people from grabbing bits of this cabbage, this potentially dangerous cabbage? Or do you just let the street urchins grab some of this illusionary cabbage?
Snake is.
Everyone has their own. This up. Workhouses that's been shut down for the holiday. And there are some people on the outside who are there, and they are awaiting you. And one of these guy's scar on his face, he's clearly been down here a long time. See that one of his eyes has gone a green. It's just emerald green. One of those sort of physical changes that sometimes happens to people who work down here near Lame. And got some big machine set up, and they are getting something big set here, and they have you bring it. They ask, "Where is it? Where is it?" Always these cabbages.
Mhm.
Not that these are tasting.
Have I would I have known that this is going to be the guy that's going to ultimately pay us?
That seems fair. Yeah.
He will pay us double.
Oh, okay. Now, I think is not going to go as you wished.
All right, that's not worth it. So
Okay.
we're doing desperate.
For the GM, I'll mark another trauma if you give us a lot of rep.
Because you tangled with a group, essentially the demon princes, well above your station. You get -1 heat from just passing through, so that's going to be 4 heat. And then cover operation means you're only going to get 2 heat from this. So I'll put those 2 heat on the page there. Look at that. It's like nothing happened, right?
Yeah, what are we going to do with 18 joules? Can't even address a challenge with technical skills or device.
Yeah, did we learn something new about you?
Yeah, I thought like my external drive to like I thought I was like less intense about the whole reading the book and possibly ingesting demons and stuff like that. I needed protection first.
Yeah,
The past.
you're working with them, and you most certainly contended with challenges above your station, so that's going to get you a crew advance.
Maybe an extra vault if we got 18 coins to put somewhere.
Or you could add some things to the group.
Yeah, we had to get the vault if we want
Insight or for the playbook.
Right.
Any of those appeal?
I'm into the reading.